Good evening, everybody. How are we today? It is Wednesday night and it is Wing It Wednesday with Beck Hall. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Melbourne, Australia. So if you've got some questions or anything that you'd like to know, please put it in the chat or just say g'day. We always love to have questions or viewers comment on our little channel. So just let me get my other screen up. I'm doing things a little bit differently today. So let me grab my other screen here. Doing it slightly different because I want to show you something that I probably don't normally share when I'm live. So let me pull up my video here. Doing it slightly. All right. So now I just need to get rid of the sound. So let me know if you're here. I can see comments on my other screen, so it will be good to see who's joining us tonight. So there's today is the 1st of October, and if you all know that I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and it is the start of a new year for Stampin' Up! This year. So yay, Happy New Year for Stampin' Up! People. However, I wanted to share with you what I've been up to here in the studio. As I said, it's a little bit different for a Wing It Wednesday. And then after I've shared what I want to share with you, I want to go through that beautiful kit that I worked with on Saturday for Breakfast with Beck and show you the amazing cards that I made with that. So let me know if you're here. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Ruth. Hey, Megan. Hey, Christine. Thanks for joining me. So, as I said, the last few weeks, and I've been sort of teasing you a little bit, letting you know that I've been working hard here in the studio, changing everything and changing how I store things and how I set up my little craft area here. So I thought tonight would be a good opportunity with the new Stampin' Up! Year to share how I've refreshed my space and made it great for me to work with. Now, I've been working with it now for a little over 2 weeks, and it is working heaps better for me, and I'm finding that it's a bit cleaner and I can find things a little bit easier. So if you have any questions while I'm going through things, please let me know, and let's share. Let's see how we go. So, hello, Evelyn. Oh, good night. Now, 11 p.m. got work in the morning. Oh, good night, Evelyn. Hey, Jill. How you going? So, I've got you on my mobile at the moment. So, I'm going to pull the mobile out of the cover. So, it's going to be a bit rough to start with, and I'm going to flip you around and show you what I look at when I craft every day and what I look at when I'm live with you guys every day. So let me flip you around. So this is basically what we see here when I'm live, when I'm working in the studio. So this is where I work all the time. Actually, let me stand up and show you my little area. So this is my area here. Now you'll see the TV screen and it'll show you what you're seeing now so that I can see comments. However, this is the little area that I work in. So it would be no bigger than a standard bedroom in your house, for example. So what I have here, and I do like to use all space. So you'll see underneath the desk there, I've got things and it goes right up to the ceiling. So I like to do floor to ceiling storage in the studio as such. Now on this wall here, I like to have everything that's current and at my fingertips. I don't want to be, hunting for things or finding things. So this is the wonderful new unit that Dad made for me. My dad made for me. And it's got everything that I need and everything that is current. So, oh yeah, the baby's bed's underneath. Yep. See, look. We've got puppy dogs where they sit underneath me and they keep me company when I'm crafting. So here we have what we've got here. So you'll see I've got all of my blending brushes or blending pens here. I've got all the current punches here. all current ink pads and their associated markers with it as well. Just this is my little area here just for my stamps that I put on the back of my cards and, you know, a few other things that I use while I'm crafting. Now, all my tools are down in this little area here. So I'm right-handed, so I've got everything on my right side. That is my tools. I have a box with my standard tools, so my snips, my take your pick tool, bone folder, a biro, things like that. The best little weeding tool ever, and you'll see it's super full at the moment. So, and then I've also got my glue gun here that I use. Now, the pins sticking out of my weeding tool here are to clean my glue gun if I forget to put the lid on, which I do quite often. This is my chamois here. So I open that up when I'm crafting and it just sits open on the desk there so I can create and clean as I go. So, but all the tools that I use are in this little like area here. I do have some circle punches here that I use all the time. So if I'm creating and I need a circle, I just grab one of the punches. So all of the retired punches or such that are circles, I leave here and I use them all the time. Let me see, have I got any questions? Wow, organisation is really the key to easier crafting. It certainly is, Marianne. And I can just say that just since I've had it organised, cleaning up has been so much easier for me to craft. Like, and I don't feel as overwhelmed either when I am crafting with it being like this. I'll just go through here. So up here we have all of the ephemera packs. So all of my little ephemera packs and just a smaller packet of the ephemera there. I have a few card making templates in this little folder here. My ruler and tools all hang from the edge here, just from, you know, a couple of bits of wire wrapped around a screw. When I'm crafting, the Stampin' Up! Emboss machine is this little cart here that sits next to me is on wheels. So I can push it backwards and forwards as I feel free. Everything that I have in the studio, you'll see, is on wheels. I like to be able to change things and move things around. Even my big chest of drawers here that all of my paper sits on, so that sits behind me, is on wheels. So I love to have everything on wheels. In my drawers here, I have, you know, all different sorts of tools. I have sticky tape, bulldog clips, you know, they're the best invention ever. You know, glue removers, paper cutters for gift wrapping paper. So all different tools, erasers, sharpeners, different sprays that I've got Wink of Stella in if I like to spray stuff. My Wink of Stella lives in here too. Staplers and all different sorts of hole punches live in that drawer there. In this one here, I have ribbon ties, elastic bands, all of the little enamel effects. So everything is in a drawer. Everything is neat and tidy. This one's just spare paper if I like to, you know, stamp on paper, a few pins and stuff like that. And then in this bottom drawer here, I have all of my Happy Mail stuff. So when I send out Happy Mail, I put stickers on the back of things, a couple of magnets. So this is just a bits and pieces drawer, this one basically. So when I'm crafting, I also like to have a notepad. So I always have a notepad handy. So that's in this part here. So I'll have a notepad sitting down here so I can write measurements and whatnot. It usually looks just like this. It's just a scrappy piece of paper that I sit and write all my measurements on for my cards. This little thing here is my best invention ever. Lukey put this together for me. So you can see here it says Mum's Handy Dandy Ribbon Measuring Sheet. And this is when I use to measure out ribbon pieces when I'm cutting kits. So you can see the numbers here, 17 and a half, 21, 24, 27 and 30. So that length from here to here is 30 centimeters, 27, 24, 21 and 17 and a half. So when I'm cutting my ribbons, I wrap it round and I know that each time I do it, it's going to be 17 and a half. And then I've got smaller ones here, 4 and a half, 8, 10, 12 and 15. Not that I use them very often. You'll see that these ones here are the ones I probably use the most. So, where would Luke sit? So Maura, Lukey sits next to me when I am live. He sits in here next to me, just here with dragging an extra chair. But while I'm in here by myself, it's just me and I work around things. So here I have all of my paper. So I've got mini catalogue, online exclusive, annual catalogue, specialty, and two-tone cardstock. I don't have any of the 12 by 12 cardstock at the moment, but I am thinking of getting some and maybe just putting it into something like this here. I don't tend to use it. I'm more of an A4 girl, so because we do card making, I tend to do that a lot. You'll see all my blending brushes here. This is just in a little thing. These were I think biro or pen things that came in like that. I don't know, they were from Temu, and I've just put them into a container that they all fit in, and I cut one down on the drop saw here just so I could fit it and have all the blending brushes in there. They've all got their own little names on them, so I have one for every color in this collection. I have my annual catalogue embellishments, online, exclusive, retired embellishments, and then I have foil papers all in the clear sleeves that go into folders here. You'll get a sneak peek here, I think, maybe of what's happening this weekend, but this is my tub that I use for my projects. So if I'm working on a project and I've got to quickly shift to something else, I pop it into this tub here, and then I can come back to it at a later date. So this is a lot of samples that we're going to see for the catalogue launch this weekend. I've got some little things happening here that are pillow gifts that are going to go for catalogue launch, and I've also got a kit in here that I'm working on for my November stamp stack. So I'm already working ahead until November here. And in behind that, let me just pull that forward. I have my stamping mats, my gel mat, a little magnetic plate for the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and my Stamp and Scrub here, and just my Misty Stamper Stamparatus sort of thing here, as well as some alcohol spray, because I clean everything with the spray. When I'm cleaning my room, I clean everything with that. So now up the top of that there, I have, this is how I sometimes quickly clean my desk. I put all of the things that might be useful, which I really need to start using. Look, there's a couple of cards in there. I really need to go through some of these. I have quite a few of these hanging around the studio, and I need to go through them. And this is just like a whole heap of sentiments that if I get stuck and I need a quick sentiment, I can open that box and have a whole heap of sentiments in there. In the green one up here, I have white cardstock. Full sheets and scrap sheets as well. It's just something I can drag out, and I've got like a whole tub of stuff in there of basic white cardstock. And then that's just a shelf up the top there with just a few knickknacks in it, some dots and things like that. So, but the shelf that Dad has made me, I must say, is working a treat. I have pulled things forward, and you'll see here at the back, I've just got some of my PVC pipes, which is how I store my punches. So this is just PVC down pipe that I've cut down, and it looks kind of like that. And I've just cut it on the drop saw to make the punches fit in, and then I can stack it however high or however many wide I want to stack it. I've got quite a few of them cut for my punches. So if you've got any questions, please yell out while I'm going around and showing off stuff. If you need to know anything or what I store or how I store things, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out. So up here's all my annual catalogue stamps. This is my mini catalogue stamps here, and then these are my online exclusives, so I do know which is which. And on the back of them, I all have stickers on the back of all of them to tell
tell me whether they're online exclusives or annual catalogue, and how much I paid for them, so I know when I if I want to sell them. Not that I do very often. Up the top here, you'll see I've got some kits. I really need to go through all of those, but I'm a hoarder. I got to admit it. They're just some spare kits or kits that I've started and I haven't quite finished yet. So, yeah. Did Dad make the inserts? These inserts, Megan, I did these myself. I just got it's just a tube from Bunnings, and you buy it. It's about 2.4 meters long. And then I just cut it down into 110 mil or 11 centimeters, if you want to go like that, lengths on the drop saw. So I just went long and marked it all and then cut it all. So these are really, really good just for anything really. So they hold our punches really well. And I did a whole blog post when I was doing blog posts on punch hoarder storage, because I don't sell any punches that I have. I keep all my punches. And I can show you just around here as we walk into the studio. But this is where I keep all my retired punches, just in this little DVD bookcase sort of thing. So I don't sell any of my retired punches. But these units are also good, like they hold inks as well. So these are my Versamark inks. And anything that doesn't fit into the Stampin' Up storage ink, I tend to use the little shelves for. So I don't know if this is helping anybody, but I kind of hope it is. I know when I'm looking for storage things, I am a big organizer, so I love to see how everybody stores stuff and keeps their craft room nice and neat and tidy. So let me know if this is helping, or or if you want to see something else, please let me know. Up here is all my embossing powders. So I like to have each one in a tub. As you can see, they're all clearly marked. And then I have a spare one here for when I'm doing classes, so I can swap out like the white and put gold in it or whatever. So I've got two when I'm doing classes. This is my little drawer that I keep my Post-it notes in, so I can write notes and stuff, whatnot. Obviously my keyboard for my computer. And then I've got all of these little tubs which have got all different sorts of things in them. This has got some spray bottles. That one's got little spare strips of white cardstock. This one's got little gifts in it. So there's a few of them that are empty. Some of them don't have anything in them yet. I'll just save them for something when I do it. This one here's got this sticker on it, so I know it's got my baby wipes in it when I need to quickly clean my hands. This one has my blending brushes that I use while I'm live on here. This little unit here is a makeup caddy. It has inside pieces, envelopes, and just basic white card fronts, just if I want to create something really quickly. And it also has like cellophane bags that I put the cards into. What else have we got here? So in front of me, so this is where I sit when I'm live, and I can see my computer screen here. And so in front of me here, I have all my blocks. These are just in makeup caddies that we would buy from. This was one we bought from Kmart. So I've got my blocks inside here. I have extra tools in here, but my main tools I have in these little, they're like, they're organizers, I guess, that you get from like your $2 shops and things like that. So I have, glues, my main tools that I use. So I always like to have separate tools here so that I know whenever I go live, I've got everything at my hands. So that's that little area, and obviously all of the adhesive that we use. So we've got our dimensionals, tear and tape, and our glue dots, so that everything's at my hands when I'm crafting. I don't like to hunt for things. And then I have another one of the makeup containers here with all of my different color coaches in them. I also have a color swatchet of all the cardstock colors that we have, just so if I'm prepping a card front or something and I want to see what it's going to look like with, you know, a bit of card on it, I can grab that out knowing that all my colors are there. And then my little, you know, my handy dandy measurer, which you've seen that before on the site. So, and of course, you know, more importantly, we have snacks. My lolly jar looking a little bit empty here. So I need to fill that one up quite quickly. And then off to the side here, this is where I put when I do giveaways. So they go in there ready for me to send in the post or give to people when I see them. And this in here is my tub with all of my fancy folds and all my measurements. So I have them all in bags like this, so I know I can just grab a bag if I want to remember how to do a fancy fold. So that's and this is just something that I've started this year. So anything that I like, all my favorite folds and things like that, go inside a little cellophane bag with all the measurements on it. And sometimes I include like a sample. So let me show you one. So this has got a sample in it with all the measurements in it, so I know how to recreate that card again. So some of them you will notice and remember and see. So this was a pop-up card. And yeah, so these are all my favorite folds as such. My diary obviously has it comes with me everywhere I go. And then I had a couple of kits. So these are the kits, one of the new kits, and this was the one that I wanted to show you that we worked with on Saturday. So yeah, so if you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments. Behind me, so this is basically where I sit. So that's there, that's always off to the side of me, so whenever you yell out a color or something, I can grab it at my fingertips. And then same with the paper, so my paper is behind me with all of my ribbons in it. I was lucky enough to score, let me flip you around and show you that one. I was lucky enough to score these trays from work. They were cigarette trays. They used to hold cigarettes in them, and my boss was throwing them out, so I got Dad to make me some boxes that they go in that would just stack nicely on top of my papers. So this is basically all the ribbon that I have that's Stampin' Up ribbon, some retired, some, you know, but I know that the current stuff is in here, and then online exclusive stuff is here. I've also got, you know, my little spice jar technique there with the twine in it as well. And then these are units from Officeworks. So these are, you get 5 in a tray, and they hold all of our colours. So I just love it to have it organised and neat. And inside each tray, you'll see it's got a bag of scraps and then full sheets of the colour as well. So yeah, so let me know if you can we have a look at the studio. The studio is not so organised. I can take you into the studio. It is not so organised because I've been moving a few things around. There's a couple of benches out. I'll have to turn the light on. Hang on. So in the studio here, as I said, there's a few little benches and stuff around. I'll turn the other light on too. Hang on. Getting all the behind the scenes looks now. So, I have a, what is it? 6 meter by, I think, 7 meter garage, double car garage that we converted into a studio. So that's where I do all my classes from. Now I can't see any of your comments because it's in the other screen. So, this is the studio where we come and create and craft. So you can see that I can fit 8, 9, 10, 11 people here comfortably as class. When I teach, I stand there. I also stream what I'm teaching on my desk to the TV up the top there so that people in the studio can see. Those containers don't normally live there, so just ignore them. And then I've got obviously paper and all my inks that we use for class as well. I have, this was the doors that Dad was working on for me. So these are all of my things for sale, my retired cardstock, retired DSP goes in these doors. And then behind these doors is all of my, all my other crafty, oh, we've got empty space there. I could fill that. All my other crafty stuff that I've been crafty all my life. So I have lots of different things. I have this cupboard here for anything for sale. So anybody that comes to class knows that they can browse through that cupboard. It's all priced, ready to go, so people can look at that. And then obviously all of my cards that we've made ever go on all of these, all of these stands here. So, and these are all cupboard doors. So this is what I had Dad working on, and you'll see like there's mess in behind there, but they're all my bits and pieces and all my crafty things that I like to work with and have, dabble at. So I just love my new doors that Dad's made. So they're awesome. They keep the craft room nice and clean and tidy. And yeah, as I said, there's just lots of crafty stuff that I have there in as well. We also have, if I pan round, this doesn't live here when we have class. That gets pushed up into my little area here. But this whole bench here is for die cutting and embossing. And then over here we have like a tea coffee station with the fridge. This way out through there takes you to the toilet. And this is my little inspiration board that keeps me motivated with my friends and everything that I've accomplished in my Stampin' Up! Career and journey. So, yeah. So I hope that gives you a little insight as to what happens here in the studio. What have we got any other questions? I think Dad needs to come to Queensland. All right, so now what I'm going to do is going to try and put you back in the stand and then flip you down, and I will show you what I created on Saturday with that kit. Have we got a bit of time? Yeah, we've got a bit of time. And we will go from there. So let's see if I can get this to work. I don't know if I'll be able to flip it, so I might have to just like turn it down like that. So we'll see how we go. But yeah. So if you've got any other questions, please sing out and let me know. Oh, we said Becky got you. Yeah, she will come to the dark side. Fiona will come to the dark side, and you watch. She'll be sorting her scraps soon. All right, so let me flip you down. So I put out a challenge on Saturday as to who could guess how many cards I made, and I gave you till Sunday night to guess how many cards that I made. Now, I believe that Marianne was the closest with the guess of 20. So I made 22 cards from the Heartfelt kit that is going to be, it's available now, and you can use it for the World Card Making Day on Saturday. So I'm going to try and flip you down and see how we go. Hopefully it won't put you upside down or anything like that. I don't know how I can. Oh, what have I done? I'm pressing buttons. I shouldn't be pressing buttons. Let me flip you down and see if it's going to work this way. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. Oh. Me stands just let go. So let me see. It might not work, so we'll see how it goes. It might just spin you all around. Let's see. So I might need to flick it like this so that you're around the right way. Let's see how that works. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll see. So anyway, I did make 22 cards, as I said, and not one of them was the same as what was in the kit. So let me just run through quickly what and how I've made them. So let me see. Now we still have some supplies left, so I could possibly make some more cards. So let me show you first what I had left out of the kit. I know it's on a bit of a funny angle. I apologise, but I can't bend this gooseneck up anymore, I don't think. And it's sort of just hanging on by the thread. Let's see if that will work.
I'm not sure if it will. Let's just see. All right. We'll see how that sits. I might need to move things around. Sorry, I apologize if I'm making you dizzy. Let me see if I can shift this over a little bit maybe. All right, so what I had left from the kit after creating with it, I have, you know, a couple of envelopes. So what have I got? 2, 4, 6, 7 envelopes left. And basically this was what I have left. So not a great deal. As you can see, I literally used everything that was in the kit. So I sat there while the footy was on Saturday afternoon, and I just created. I just let my creative mojo happen. And yeah, I just went crazy, I guess, and started creating things. So I used the, you know, the outside, excuse me, and all I did was add white cardstock to the kit. So nothing else, just white cardstock. I used the Secret Sea stamp pad that was with it and everything that came with that kit. So I even used the outsides of where the sentiments came from, and I backed it with white cardstock and made more sentiments with it as well. So that's what was left. So let me show you the result. I will take photos and pop these photos on the Facebook page here so that you'll be able to see them and copy them if you like. So these were the 2 I made on the day when we made the box as well. So that was part of the kit. And essentially I could probably cut the backs of these off and get more cards out of it as well, because I just left these as is. But let me show you what we did. So there's one of them there. I've cut down the front. I've used the dots that came out of this dot here, and made one card there. I went a bit crazy with the rainbow pattern and did rainbows with it. I used the smaller bits from the cards. So I'm just going to lay them all out here, and you'll see I traced the rainbows on some of them. I cut them out on others. I added all the extra bits of cardstock that I had together and made a background here, but then I used it as well for the rainbows. I apologize. I know the writing's back to front, but I don't know how to turn it around on my phone, so I do apologize. I cut out the frame from this particular DSP and then used the frame over the top of a card base. Let me move those ones out the way. I used once again the rainbow effect on a few of them. I cut out fussy cut all the little birds out as well, and used the back of the envelope piece there. I fussy cut these out. I didn't have a circle punch, so I fussy cut these pieces out of the background piece as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do with a kit if you use your imagination, and just use what you've got in front of you. There's some more rainbows. I thought instead of it being coral, for this one here, it could be like a little tree and the little birds were nesting in the tree. So I think it just varies. I cut up the flower that goes with it as well. This one here I stamped over the circle in the background, and then just enhanced one of the die cuts so that you could see, you know, the happy birthday stood out a little bit more. And I took one of the flowers that I fussy cut out from the big flower to make more flowers, and pop that over there like so. So I hope this is kind of inspiring you. I had real fun with this kit, and it is such a good kit, very versatile kit to use. So I made a few, you know, sort of bit more manly type ones as well. There's one here that is very manly, so it's just a very basic happy birthday card in like the greens and browns. So yeah, so it's just purely up to your imagination as to how much you want to use the kit and how far you want to go with it. But I created 22 cards from a kit that's only supposed to make 10 cards. And you'll see that none of the cards are the same as what the kit comes with.
So I hope that inspires you. As I said, I'll take photos and I'll post these up in the Craft with Beck group, and I'll post them up here on Beck's House of Craft as well. So I kind of hope it inspires you to get creative with these kits. Let me bring you back up so I can see you without that hopefully falling off. I've got it in a gooseneck, so it's not going to work for me. Oh, there we go. Is that going to work like that? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, goodness me. I hope it doesn't fall off. Anyway, we got it right. So I hope that inspires you to get creative with your kits. So I have a challenge for you this week that is to clean your craft desk. If you're game, clean your craft desk and post a photo on the Craft with Beck group. I'll pop up a post to say for a nice clean craft desk, and that's my challenge for you this week. And just to see how much better you create, or how well you create with a clean desk. So that's my challenge that I'm putting out for you this week. I'm doing a 6-week boot camp with one of the demonstrators from America called Rhonda Wade. And it's really encouraged me to do the challenges that she's setting forward and share them with you guys. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I've cleaned my desk. So fingers crossed that you'll all take the challenge on, and we'll see who wins a prize for cleaning their desk. That's a pretty simple challenge, really. So, all right. Have we got any questions? I'll watch the replay. Fantastic cards. Thanks, guys. I did have fun, Megan. That kit, oh my goodness, it was just, I was there. So basically the grand final started at 2:30 and I was crafting through till 6 o'clock. And I just sat there and crafted. So I made all of those cards in 4 hours. So super simple, and all I did was add white cardstock to it. And it's such a good kit and versatile kit. And I tell you, the little caddy that comes with it was so handy when I was in the caravan. I'm actually going to leave it in the caravan so I can use it while I'm crafting online when I do caravan crafting. So it was really handy to have there. So Night Mora, thanks for joining me. So as I said, each Wednesday I put out a challenge. So let's grab the challenge and see who's the winner for last week's challenge, which was to create a fancy fold. So we had Jan B, Marianne H, Christine P, and Linda A join in on the challenge. So let's tap the spinny wheel and see who's going to be the winner. Jan, congratulations, Jan. You are the winner. Jan comes to my classes. She comes all the way from, Glen Waverley, I think, somewhere like that. So let me grab my little prize box here, Jan, and see what we've got in here for you. Jan, I'm going to give you some Designer Series paper and some gold embellished envelopes and cards to go with it. So congratulations, Jan. That is your prize. I will send that to you, or I'll give it to you when I see you next at class. That's probably a better idea. So I will give that to you. So don't forget, clean your craft desk this week and post a photo. I'll put up a post in the Craft with Beck group, and we'll see how we go. See if you are encouraged to craft a little bit more, and it inspires you to get creative. All right, guys, I hope you have a great week. It was kind of a bit of a wing it Wednesday this week. I winged it and I showed you my craft studio. So if you have any great storage ideas that you'd like to share with me, I'd love to see them, because that's like my second favorite hobby, is organizing my studio. So let me know if this video helped you at all, or if it didn't help you. Yeah. What else can I say? All right, guys, I hope you have a great week. I'll see you on Saturday for Breakfast with Beck. Otherwise, I'll see you here next Wednesday for Wing It Wednesday. All right, bye for now.